My name is Rosemary Ligondo. I am a baker as well as a medical marketer, and I've been baking for most of my life. I remember since I was about 10 years old. I started baking seriously about 5 years ago when I was challenged in my church to our pastor asked us, how are we using our talents? Are we using our talents to serve God? So I felt challenged, and I decided to ask the church for permission to be able to take cakes every Sunday. So in the process, I had the announcement of the Great Kenyan Bake-Off being advertised. So I took the opportunity and applied, and I got called in. I was shortlisted from over 10,000 applicants. We went for the competition, which was a really good experience for me. It really took me out of my comfort zone because previously I'd mostly been doing cakes, cookies, but here now you're expected to do bread, and not just any type of bread. It has to be something decorative, you know, an artful masterpiece. We were also supposed to do things like pies and quite a number of different things that I got to, do there for the first time. So that got me out of my comfort zone and gave me more confidence to try out new things. So eventually, after going through the bake-off competition, I emerged the winner. I really thank God for that because that changed my life. And it was a validation for me in terms of, knowing that indeed I was a good baker and managed to turn it into a successful business. I was a brand manager in medical marketing with one of the world's leading nutrition, health and wellness companies here in Nairobi. It's my full-time job, so baking is something that I do on a part-time basis. Okay, I am able to balance working full-time and baking and being a mother because number one, I love my job. Yeah, I love what it involves, the creativity that surrounds it, and being able to, make a difference in the lives of mothers and children out there in nutrition. So I feel fulfillment from that. At the same time, for my baking business, I have good help. I have 2 full-time employees who are able to assist me in the baking process and the decorating process. So I'm able to juggle that. And then also now with the help that I get and being able to work during certain hours during the day, I'm able to balance and still be available for my family. It's not easy. It takes a lot of planning and, and a good team. Yeah, so with that, I'm able to be available for my work and also fulfill my clients' orders and be there for my family as well. Yes, baking is something that someone can rely on full time. It's something that has good returns. It has 100% returns, which is not there for all types of businesses. So, and also, you also get an opportunity to charge for your creativity because it's also not something that, there are those baking styles that take very short time, but there are those people who come to you who want you to be creative, maybe make a camera like the one you're using right now, or artistically come up with a design that you've never done before. So based on the amount of time you take and your creativity, you're able to then be in a place where you can be able to charge your cakes in a way that they give you good returns. In terms of capital, the good thing about baking is that you can use what you already have. In terms of sufuria, maybe you'll need an oven which can be, based on where you are, it can be electrical or a jiko. You can also bake using just the normal jiko or over a gas burner. So with baking, it's versatile. You can use whatever resources you have available with you. So it requires very low income, let's say, to start up with maybe the ingredients and a few equipment here and there. But you can start up with something as little as, let's say, 5,000 shillings. You can be able to start a home baking business. So I feel that it's a very versatile thing that anybody can be able to do in the house should they have the interest. So in terms of clients, I have general clients across the board. However, majority are, friends and family, former schoolmates and college mates who know that, I have this passion and I have this gift, so they support my business. In terms of pricing my cakes, I normally price them based on the ingredients I use, the type of cake that the client wants, which is also, affected by the frosting and the fillings. There are those cakes that you fill with fruit or reduced fruit. They're called compotes that, would definitely go higher. There are cakes that, use butter and lots of chocolate and heavy cream. So I price based on the type of cake the client wants, and also the type of decoration. If the decoration is something that will require a lot of time, then I definitely charge for that time. On a bad week, I'm able to make about 20,000 shillings in profit. On a good week, I'm able to make 100,000 shillings in terms of profit. In terms of the baking business, I can say in terms of the do's, you need to price your cakes correctly. I know a lot of people out there try to compete with the other existing bakeries whose do have a big turnover, so they price their cakes low. So if you price your cake, ensure that you don't price your cake because you're trying to compete with other cake house out there. Look at the ingredients that you take, look at the expenses that you spend in terms of getting those ingredients, the electricity that you use to bake your cake, the resources, and then also factor in your time, because time is very important. So you're able to price your cakes well and fairly. And then also when you're pricing your cakes, ensure that they are worth the price that you're giving. I find that when I educate my customer in terms of why my cost is as it is, they're better able to appreciate and not allow me to compromise on the quality of what I want to deliver to them. Another thing that is important in terms of do's is ensure that you use good quality ingredients so that you're able to churn out something that is of good quality. And then also hygiene is very important, so that you ensure that whatever you make does not harm your consumer. In terms of don'ts, I think that sometimes it's important as a baker to know what your limitations are, because you find that most of the times when you're approached by a client is to celebrate a milestone or something important in the life of that person. So I feel that it's important to promise only what you can deliver. Do not give your client agree to do something that you may not be able to do, or just be open and frank with them if it's something you've never done before, so that you manage expectations. However, always deliver what you promise as a client. Another thing that's important to do as a baker is always be ready to accept feedback from your clients. It may be positive, which will brighten up your day and make you feel fulfilled. However, not all feedback is positive. Sometimes you get criticism, and also you may also make mistakes which you learn from. So it's important to take that criticism positively and see if there are ways in which they can help you grow and improve in your baking art. Personally, being that I am a mother and I am fully employed and running a business at the same time, I find the challenge that I get most of the time is sometimes you can get burnout, especially if you do not plan well, because you are expected to deliver in all these things. So I find time to be a challenge for me. However, I'm getting better at it, and I have a good support team, especially in terms of my family. They always validate me, and they love me unconditionally, and they also give me feedback in terms of my recipes and all that. So I think that's a plus. If you are planning to start baking, it is a skill that, you know, doesn't require you to have all these qualifications. You just need to have that interest and be willing to learn. So what I'd advise them is, do your research, start small, and grow from there. Opportunities are endless. You just have to start and put God first in everything that you do. My parting shot is, baking is fun. It can help you get money. So follow me on Instagram. I'm Demkeki. Demwakeki. So follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and you can DM me there if you would like a cake. My cakes don't only look good, but they taste delicious.